Name. My title is Queen Mother, anticipating my chieftaincy title tomorrow. I was born in the country of Belize, which is located in Latin America, also known as Central America, in the Caribbean. My relationship with this place is based on the DNA of my grandfather's mother, who is Igbo.
Oh, your grand?
The mother of my grandfather, Thomas Enriquez, whose name is the mother of my grandfather, Thomas Enriquez. Her name is Henrietta. Henrietta, her maternal line is Igbo.
How do you come about this knowledge?
How do I come about this knowledge? Well, it's stories that's passed on, but I've also taken my DNA, and my DNA shows a high percentage of Nigerian bloodline.
What about your siblings? How many of you?
Well, I have my brother Joseph, who is a chief, Chief Joseph Paulino, my sister Angeline, and my brother Steve. But I also have many first cousins who I was brought up with, because I was raised with my Aunt Virginia Roches, who was married to, who's my father's younger sister.
When?
As a child, my grandfather Tom sat me down, expressing to me my royal lineage. And at that time, I thought that, he said, I'm free. He said, you are a princess. But truly, what does that mean, that I am a princess? How am I a princess? And so when I had taken my DNA, my maternal bloodline shows that my DNA is directly connected to the Tikars, which is also of a royal lineage. And so I have been crowned by the Tikars in Bankim, which is where I had received my Queen Mother's title. So you must share with me what those traits are in order for me to be able to agree or disagree. Grandchild of that came from love of Stephen and Elohia Paulino. For my grandparents, Thomas and Felipa Enriquez, I am also the first granddaughter and the first daughter of Rose and Guadalupe Paulino, and the firstborn of Virginia and Edison Roches, because they raised me. And so it's honorable for me to be able to mention that. Well, I have always known that the essence of my spirit is royal. And this is not about relating to any royal kingdoms. The journey of being here is powerful in that those who had taken us from out of Africa created a story that is meant to keep us paralyzed as well as hostage. When we hear the gate of no return, it isn't meant for you to be able to believe that it's possible to be able to return home to yourself, to your people. And so the gate of no return, for me, I see as a lie, because here I sit in your presence at home with my people. with my blood. And so whether I am in Cameroon, whether I am in Nigeria, whether I'll find myself with the Akan in Ghana, I am home.
No, you are not alone. In America, taking...
So there are different technicalities when it comes to how it is that I define myself. One being, yes, I was born in the country of Belize. I was born to a people known as the Garifuna. The Garifuna people speaks the Garifuna language, and we have a culture that is more alike than different to our African ancestors. And so that for me is empowering, because the spirituality of the Garifuna is paramount, the essence of who we are as a people. There's a way in which we dress. There's the food that we eat. My favorite being the hudut, and then for every other meal that is eaten here, it's referred to as the fufu. And so that is at the core, the heartbeat of who we are as a people, to be able to have a staple that we do not eat it every single day. But here, to be able to say, oh, you know what, I would love to have fufu. It's just like the easiest thing to be able to have. And every other meal everything is so delicious, but yet familiar. And so it all speaks to my soul.
We have, you mentioned fufu now. We have king of fufu.
The Garifuna people, their staples is the yam, the cocoa, the cassava. There's what we refer to as the ereba, which is the ereba would be grated cassava. There's how it's processed in order for it to be able to release the toxins. And so it's not that we are alike, we are one people. And that is important to be able to understand, that there aren't too many differences at all.
Now
But nothing is impossible. I love Africa. And you know what, one day at a time we shall see. I do not see there not being a reason for me to be able to come home to Africa and have a place here like I do in the country of Belize, and like I yearn to be able to have a home in the Grenadines. That I am very grateful for how it is that I am being welcomed. I am grateful for knowing that there's a people who are my home, and that for all of those who are looking as well as yearning to be able to return back, that open arms are waiting for you. And for each and every individual that finds themselves back here, that it supports as well as facilitates healing. We are in need of encouraging as well as bridging the diaspora with our African communities and families. And we are not just of one people. We belong to all of Africa. To Africa, in a whole.
Nigeria.
This is my 4th visit. And so my previous visit have been on the western side of Nigeria, which I had fallen in love with that part of the region, and here I am once again, like deeper and more in love with Eastern Nigeria.
What
Many faces. There are many faces that are twin, triplets, quadruplets to mine. I have familiar looking people who looks exactly like me, outside of saying that we're all of color. We there are still familiar looking faces that look like me.